up, everyone? It's your boy, Seven Olive, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome you to another edition of Your Daily Revolution, the podcast that helps you to wake up, turn your brain on, and to prosper every single day in every part of your life. Today's topic, when it's just not worth it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I've been shedding some lbs, as in pounds. 335 in July, all the way down to 285 current day, May of 2016. But here's the crazy thing that happened. This past weekend, I had some family coming to town, and I've been losing weight, and I've been feeling good, and I've been feeling leaner, and I've been getting compliments. So what's the next natural step? Well, for elite superhuman beings, they stay the course. But for the rest of us who are human and have these tendencies to want to get complacent, this past weekend I decided, hey, you know what, I'm gonna eat a little bit of carbs. I'm gonna eat kind of how I used to eat. Yeah, that's okay, because I'll be just fine. And so Friday I ate, Saturday I ate, Sunday I ate like I just ate how I used to eat, which was stuff my face, overeat, eat some carbs, and more carbs on top of that. Even though I've already experienced what it feels like to be lighter, to be healthier, to feel leaner, and I know that my body doesn't need that many carbs. Woke up this morning feeling like absolute horse crap. Went to the box, the CrossFit box, worked out, and I just didn't feel it. I was feeling like really out of shape, not feeling very well, didn't sleep that great, feeling like really fat, really overweight. Well, it's just not worth it. I got to think about how much time and energy I've put into eating the way I've been eating, changing my lifestyle, changing my habits, changing the way that I see food, and viewing the culture differently, just by Polynesian culture, where we celebrate through food. We kind of live to eat. Like, that's how it is. You come to any Polynesian function, and that's not even bad. It's a beautiful thing. The problem doesn't lead me to what I truly want for my life. I've seen too many people diabetic, heart disease, overweight, unhappy, miserable, just not honoring their bodies. And listen, you can believe what you want to believe. This isn't about making you feel guilty or shameful. This is about me realizing this way of eating has got to stop. And these 2 or 3 day binges of just, hey, I'm going to be okay. I worked out really hard this past week. Yeah, I did Murph in record time, and I worked out 8 times in 6 days. I feel good. I'm just going to kind of eat whatever I want to eat. Yeah, and it'll taste good, and it'll be just fine. It's not worth it. It never is worth it. I look back at how good the food tastes. I'm like, dude, that tastes like shit. Desserts, carbs, rice, potatoes, fries, it's not worth it. Soda, just not worth it. So think about this in your own life today. Let's make this relevant for you. Physically, there are some things that just aren't worth it. I know guys who work all week and then they go get hammered on the weekends. Look, if alcohol's a part of your life, cool. But what's not cool is if you've made a commitment and a decision to be wise in what you put in your body, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's sugar, carbs, don't matter. Where can you be more disciplined and committed? Take a look at your spirituality. When are some things just not worth it? For me, I'm a church-going, God-honoring man. And there's times where I just don't want to go to church. That's just the truth. Sometimes I just would rather stay home and sleep. But what I figured out is it's just not worth it. It's not worth not going. It's not worth going to church and sitting on your cell phone and checking social media while you should be listening to the sermons being preached from the pulpit or from the classroom. They ain't worth it. I know people who struggle with pornography today. Not my job to judge you, but I know this. If you are addicted to pornography, if you get so stimulated, it's like that dopamine drop into your mind, your heart, your spirit, your bloodstream. It's not worth it. Now, too many people who have basically got this barbed wire this electric charged barbed wire around their spinal cord. Right? And that's not just porn, it's anything when it comes to preventing you from living your highest purpose spiritually. Relationships, just not worth it. Always having to be right. It's not worth it working that extra 20 to 40 hours for what? To miss your kids' ball games? It just ain't worth it. It just ain't worth breaking your word for what? Trading the things you want most for the things you want now? Ain't worth it. Just isn't worth it. And then in business, oh my goodness. If you do what I did, take your foot off the gas pedal, get complacent, someone's going to come snipe you from behind. Not worth it, brothers and sisters. Ain't worth it. You got to figure out what is non-negotiable for me, and am I willing to live in my non-negotiables? I can tell you right now, the more you break what's non-negotiable, the more you break commitments, covenants, obligations, the more you break those things, the more miserable you'll become. Because you live out of integrity. Just not worth it. Now, the next part of this is now what? In the past, I beat myself up. I'd shame myself. I'd get all down on myself. Oh, I'm just such a loser. And maybe I didn't use those words. This time around, I just get back on the horse. I get back on the train. I get back on the bus. And I keep moving forward. Shame and guilt have no place for powerful people. To put yourself in a shame box, to walk around guilty for years and years and years, get over it. You don't need to feel guilty. If you broke something, clean it up, handle your business. In the Christian world, they call it repentance. And make a commitment, recommit, and move forward. Really simple. Can you do that? Can you get back on the horse without guilting and shaming yourself? Because the last thing I need in my life right now is to feel bad and horrible, and then I want to go eat ice cream to make me feel better. Same thing in business. You didn't keep a target. You didn't hit one of your necessary required actions. You didn't do the things you said you were going to do. Dude, get over it. Get back on the horse. Get back on the bus. Get back on the train, the car, the plane, and keep moving forward. Come on, what is it within you that loves to beat yourself up with those hammers? Guilt and the hammer of shame. No need to do that. So I went into the gym this morning, hit the 5:30 class, did my work, stayed an hour after, did some extra shoulder work, some extra core work. I worked on my double unders and jump rope, stretched out a little bit, and then I came home. Brothers and sisters, life is too short to walk in guilt and shame. Life is too short to break your word and to stay off the track and to stay in a drift. Just get back on track. Recommit. Drop the stories that cause shame and guilt. Drop the stories that cause you to continue to stay complacent and get back on it. It's that simple. In every part of your life today, find what's non-negotiable, stick to it. If you break it, clean it up, or go back and say, is this really a non-negotiable for me? From the things you watch, the things you listen to, the things you partake of, the things you put in your body, the things you avoid, and the things that you must do. What's absolutely a non-negotiable for you? I promise you this, it's just not worth it. There are times when it's just not worth it. I'm recommitting to literally zero carbs moving forward now. I need to hit some benchmarks in preparation for Coral, in preparation for things coming up in my life. I also love how I feel when I'm lighter. I love how I feel when I keep my commitments and I just feel lighter and leaner, stronger, faster, quicker. Just not worth it. Those few moments of pleasure of eating sugar, carbs, while it tastes good going down, that's about it. And then you feel like shit. And as I teach my boys, every choice has a consequence, and I no longer want those consequences in my life. So what will you do today, brothers and sisters? What commitments must you recommit to and make in your life today? This is your boy, Satemangala, reminding you if you're going to create a life of real radical results, a life that you love, this will require you to get into a relentless pursuit with a ruthless commitment to pay the piper every single day so that you can get to the top of your mountains where your prize, your promised lands, your possibilities are just waiting for you. The revolution has begun. I'm out.
For
For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.